The newest doomed to flop DC film is on its way, coming out next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blue Beetle, a movie that I think actually looks like it's got a lot of promise. I've liked the trailers. I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. I think it looks like it could be really cute, charming. I like some of the fight action that we've seen and the stuff there. I'm a little bit worried about some of the silly stuff in the trailer, but overall, I think this movie's got potential. I'm looking forward to it.
Seems like a fun movie.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be fun. Well, the first reactions for the movie have now come out, and they're way better than I thought they would be. Like, they're exceptional, really exceptional. And maybe we shouldn't be surprised. After all, when you look at the backstory of this movie, it was a film that was originally conceived of and destined to be dumped on HBO Max. And then the powers that be at the time looked at it and it's like, you know what? This actually looks really good. They're looking at the script, they're looking at the storyboards. This is actually really quite good. This thing deserves to be in theaters. And so it's coming to theaters. And now maybe we know why. Here's some of the reactions that we're getting. POC Culture says, Blue Beetle is my favorite post-Nolan DC film. It's an action-packed, highly entertaining superhero story about family, and there's nothing more important than family. The film is unique in that it lovingly and unabashedly shares the Riaz family's Mexican culture. I like this. That's a good image they share. Then we got Brandon Davis writes, the Blue Beetle movie is mostly a blast. Some is too silly, and I also got that sense from some of the trailers that some might be a little bit too silly. Mm-hmm. Anyway, some is too silly or childish for me. A lot had me laughing loud. George Lopez. Practical suit rocks. The Latino representation is awesome. Yes. Enjoyed the family-centric stake. Solid action beats. Overall, it's fun. BSL writes, DC should have marketed Blue Beetle more. It's a fun, self-contained, emotional story about family. Xolo Mariduena is perfectly cast and shines as Jaime Reyes. George Lopez and Bruna Marquezine are also standouts. I'm so happy Blue Beetle is the first DCU character. I think there's a little bit of a misunderstanding there, but Cine Movies TV writes, Blue Beetle was a huge surprise. After a shaky start, the superhero movie is full of laughter, action, and lots of heart. Xolo Mariduena, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing his name, kills it. So does Bruna Marquezine. George Lopez is hilarious, and Adriana Barraza is a hoot as Nana. Take the whole family and big tissues. Genesis O'Neill writes, Blue Beetle stands out from previous DC entries, and it's mostly due to the Latin flavor. Let's be real. It's funny, emotional, and the action scenes with Blue Beetle are amazing. The cast is beautiful, but Mariduena and Lopez shine. Can't wait to see more. Congrats, Albori, LFG. So, and it goes on. So, nobody's saying it's perfect, right? Like we had Brandon Davis was saying, hey, you know what? It gets a little bit too silly at times, but for the most part, it's a big blast. Some people saying it starts off a little shaky, but then finds its footings. But one of the consistent things we're seeing is great warmth, that the action is really good. That's one of the things that I picked up in the trailers. And quite frankly, I'm surprised more people didn't talk about it. I thought the action in the trailers looked quite stunning, actually. I thought it looked great. Particularly those fights in the tunnels when he's doing the moves down the tunnels. I thought it looked really, really slick. So it seems like there's a big emphasis on family, which seemed to have struck a chord with a lot of people. And so it's looking like this movie might actually be really good. And my anticipation for this has just gone up a couple of notches. I mean, I always suspected it had potential, but this is sounding better than I expected. Now, here's the cold bucket of water of reality. This movie's still going to flop. I hate saying that. I don't want it to. I wish more people would go out and support it. But the reality is, again, let me remind everybody, we're 7 films in now. No DCEU film, I should say. No DCEU film has cracked $400 million in the past 5 years. 7 films. Now, I'm not talking opening weekend. I'm talking worldwide total box office. And I just don't see this being any different. I hope I'm wrong. If it's as good as it sounds it is, I hope people get out there and support it. But I'm not hopeful for it. But who knows? We'll see. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Fall is right around the corner, and HelloFresh is here to help you plan for the busy season ahead with tasty dishes delivered to your door. Simply choose your recipes and pick your delivery date, then lay back and enjoy the last days of summer knowing that dinner is covered. Feel like you would love a wholesome homemade meal, but there's just not enough time? Well, with HelloFresh, all you need is 15 minutes and you'll be enjoying a tasty, satisfying meal made in your own kitchen. Just look for their quick and easy dinner options, plus quick breakfasts and lunches too. My wife Ann and I are both working professionals, and dinner time is always stressful and time consuming. And that's one of the main reasons we absolutely love HelloFresh, and we always end up with a great dinner. So go to HelloFresh.com/50Campea and use the code 50Campea for 50% off plus free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/50Campea and use the code 50Campea. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Anyway, Chris, you're hearing the reactions coming out of it. Are they right where you thought they'd be? Are they better than you thought they'd be? Where's your anticipation level for this right now? How do you see it?
They're where I hoped they'd be. I'm very relieved by all of this because I want this movie to do well. I've loved seeing this. I've loved seeing all of the different previews for this. And I've really, really enjoyed that emphasis on family that we've seen from the trailers that we saw at CinemaCon, because it is different than a lot of the other superhero fare we've seen. I love that the family is in on this from the jump. They know exactly what's going on with Jaime. And I'm so glad it's getting, good reviews here. Does some of it look silly? Yes, absolutely. Do I like that silliness? That is my brand of shit. I am very excited about it. When he makes himself that sword, that Buster sword, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm very excited about this. This makes me happy. Is it still going to be $1 billion Beetle? Right?
No, but I'm still hoping it does at least get more than Black Adam. So, just
so that's kind of, in talking about the DCEU, right? The last 5 years, 7 films, none of them have made $400 million.
I know.
Can Blue Beetle be the one that actually, 400 is not exactly the standard of excellence, but can this one be the first DCEU film to crack that 400 mark?
It's definitely got to beat Shazam 2, for sure, right?
I don't know how it can't.
It's the budget wasn't
like
that expensive
million.
from what I
like Shazam 2 didn't even crack 200 million.
They barely spent any money on marketing, so
I've seen a decent amount
Yeah.
of marketing. I don't think the marketing's been fantastic, but they've done a decent amount.
Shazam was 133.
I've got a question for you guys about the marketing too. A couple of my friends have said the more they've seen of this, the less excited they get. Where they feel like the trailers are showing them too much as it gets closer to the movie.
Exactly, that's what I felt too.
Okay.
I felt that the same way. Like the last trailer, I didn't need it at all.
Yeah.
They just showed way too many
The
parts.
movie needed it.
There was, for anyone who wasn't on board, I was already on board, right? So it's 2 hours and 7 minutes. So there's a lot of movie there. So
It's shorter than Gran Turismo.
yeah, but there's a lot of movie there. I would have thought this was like an hour 50.
Is 2 hours and 7 minutes a long movie though?
That is a long movie.
Isn't that kind of an average length movie now?
Yeah, for a superhero movie, I'd say so.
Yeah, me too.
I
Especially
guess we're gonna see it Thursday?
Yeah, this Thursday.
This Thursday, we're going to see it. Yeah,
really early too.
Yeah, we're going to see a 2 p.m. screening of it.
And Jonathan's coming.
Yeah, Jonathan gets to come with. He's going to be in the first one that Jonathan's going to be in a out of theater reaction video with it. All right, guys, questions for you. What do you think about the reactions? I think they sound great, actually. Let me read one more because I like this one too. Griffin writes, Blue Beetle is a massive win for DC and an electric introduction to the first hero of the DCU. Again, I think people are really misunderstanding that. But Sholo is charismatic star making performance, confidently anchors this an intimate synthwave journey of family, heritage, and purpose, a fresh and endearing spin on an origin story. These are the types of things I wanted to hear. So again, nothing in here is screaming best picture contender or anything like that, but it's the kind of stuff I wanted to hear. Good action, sense of family, warmth, fun. That's what I want to get from a Blue Beetle. I do not believe Sholo is going to be Blue Beetle in the new DCU. Not going to be it. Not going to happen. But who knows? Maybe this becomes the damn $1 billion Beetle. And that'll all change. We'll see. However you guys think about this, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks a lot for checking out our video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And also, we do a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice.